Hi. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Dr. Echo, the Happy Brain Pediatrician, going live with you today. This is the first edition of Glow with Dr. Echo. And why do I love that? Why do you hear me say glow or light or things like that all the time? Well, it's because my name means light of God. So I want to share it with everyone that I can. And so, welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about the brain gut connection and what exactly that is and why it's important for your child, especially your children diagnosed with ADHD and autism, and even your children that are undiagnosed, and actually any child, really, for anyone listening. So, lots of research has in recent times has shown that let me back up. We used to think that the brain um, was connected, was like standalone, right? But now lots of research is finding out that actually the gut and the brain talk to each other. Yeah, literally. So that's why it's so important for us as parents and even us as medical professionals to look at that link because it has multiple implications. And often, if you followed me for any length of time, you'll hear me talking about why it's so important what we eat and what we put in our mouth and how we have to fall in love with the health of our brain. Well, it turns out it's not just falling in love with the health of our brains, it's also falling in love with our gut, which is our tummy, to also because whatever we put in our mouths in some way, shape, or form goes directly to the brain. And I'll tell you a story. Today I did a happy dance in my office. I was like, yay! And why was I happy? And why was I dancing? Because I was talking to a mom who I was meeting for the second time. The first time I met her was for an autism evaluation for her child. And I couldn't help myself. Well, this is the way I do my evaluations. I don't just ask about the child's behavior, right? I also ask about everything, literally from birth to what happened at birth, what happened in mom's pregnancy, what kind of home they live in, if it's an older home, asking about mold, asking about lead, asking about sleep, asking about what they eat. Are they picky eaters? Are they constipated? All of those questions are so critical. And it's because it's not enough for me to just say, okay, what are the child's behaviors, right? And so in the course of asking her all of those questions, of course, I started to give her some advice. And so the one advice I gave her in particular was, how about we swap out the chocolate milk he's drinking in the middle of the night so that we can help him sleep better? And because he's really constipated, it would be a great idea if we can decrease the amount of dairy he's drinking because we all know that dairy is constipating. And so if we do that, then that will probably help him sleep better and his behavior will be better. But guess what? Today I was doing the follow-up exam with mom, and where I was discussing the results of the evaluation I had done the week before. And she told me, Dr. Echo, oh my goodness, I listened to what you said last week, and in addition, I had also told her about decreasing the amount of sugar intake because when she described what he ate, it sounded like he was getting a lot of sugar in his diet. So I had talked to mom about that as well, and she said, I took your advice. I stopped giving him as much of the snacks as I usually do. I noticed he was calmer. And also, he's not drinking the chocolate milk at nighttime. And I noticed he's sleeping better. And that made me so happy because those were two seemingly small changes that she made, right? In in her child's diet, and it made a change in his behavior, which goes back to buttress my point that the brain and the gut are connected. And that's why it's so important that we are very intentional about what our children are eating because it does affect their behavior as well. And I could go on and on with stories forever, but I just wanted to leave you with that, and just to remind you that, just to let you know that, parents, I see you, I hear you, I know what it feels like to some degree when you have a child who you had hopes for, and now your child isn't exactly what you thought, right? Your child has behaviors you don't quite understand. Your child doesn't sleep well. Your child is really constipated, and then doesn't like going to the bathroom, which of course gives them a tummy ache, and then doesn't help with their sleep. Your child also doesn't seem to be doing well in school, and you really, really want to help. And I hear you. And that's why I'm on here talking, because if I can help in one little way for your child to get better so that they can be the best version of themselves. And that's what I always tell parents: embrace your children and know that it is possible for you to help your children be the best version of themselves. It's a journey. Agreed. It's a process. There is no overnight healing, if you want to put it that way. But there's definitely improvements that can be made so that your child can thrive in every area of their lives, in school, at home, with their relationships, with their sleep, with the way their tummy works. All of those things constitute who your child really is. And that's what I do as an integrative pediatrician. I'm looking at your child as a whole, right? Not just the symptoms of your child. And so, without going into the nitty gritty of how all the connections work, right? Just in summary, is that the brain and the gut, the connection that they have, they talk to each other literally, and the connection that they have impacts so much in our lives. It impacts mood, it impacts growth, it impacts behavior for sure, it impacts sleep, which we know the brain needs sleep so that it can heal itself, so that it can function better. And so you see how everything is connected: the brain, the gut, behavior of your child, what they're eating, the way they sleep. So you're gonna hear this over and over from me in different variations. And so, but just I wanted to give hope to parents who are listening, to know that there is hope for your child. If your child is more than a diagnosis, your child has strengths. And that's what I tell parents when I do the evaluations and I'm seeing them for ongoing care. Let's find your child's strength and boost that. If your child is really good at art, well, let's get them art supplies and boost that strength, because it does help them feel good about themselves. And that's what we want. We want our children to literally glow with health and joy from the inside out, and it's possible. So, this is the month for love, right? It's February. And so I wanted to just give you a resource that I wrote, right? Tell you about it. It's called Children's Love Letters: A Pediatrician's Guide to How Your Child Spells Love. And this is a book I wrote, and it's not just a book. I poured my heart into this, and just it has really short chapters and spots for parents to write their thoughts in. And it's just, I'm going to read one. This one says, "Love is healing," right? And it's from a child to a father, right? And this is what Henry says: "Dad, I'm so sorry for what I said to you last night. When you told me you forgave me, I felt so relieved. Sometimes I have these thoughts that bubble up, and whatever pops into my head comes out of my mouth. I hear myself and feel bad right away, but then it's already too late. I can't unsay it. Has that ever happened to you?" And this is Dad's response: "Yeah, sometimes my thoughts threaten to take over too, but I remind myself that we are all just doing the best we can, even that person who is annoying me. When I get angry or frustrated, I try to ask myself, if I blurt out what I'd like to tell that person, will it help me or the person I'm annoyed with? Usually my answer is no. So I take a deep breath and try to choose my words carefully." And isn't that just a great way of modeling, we as parents modeling to our children, that yes, we do face the same kinds of challenges that they do. And that just helps them feel better about themselves. And modeling is taking responsibility for our mistakes. And if we as parents learn to do that, then our children learn to do that as well. And you're definitely playing a part in raising strong, resilient, amazing citizens of the world, right? And it's so important for us to be able to express forgiveness when our children take responsibility for theirs, which offers healing on both sides and builds mutual trust. So it's on Amazon. Go get it, share it with those you love, and more importantly, share it with yourself. And I do read it from time to time and remind myself that this is a journey. There are no manuals written. I have three lovelies who daily keep me on my toes, and I'm daily trying to figure out how best to love them and care for them. And so let's go on this journey together, parents, because we all need each other. We need community, we need help, we need love. And so I'm here to share it with you. And if you have any questions about how you can best take care of your children, um, please reach out. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And I'll be coming on here every week to say hi for a few minutes and talk about something. So if there are topics you'd like me to cover, let me know. Ways to reach out to me on Facebook at Okay Echo or Glow Pediatrics, on YouTube, Brain Power with Dr. Echo, where I have a podcast that's also on Apple and everywhere you listen to podcasts. And let's see where else. On IG, I'm at Dr. Hoke Echo on IG. So it's my pleasure to be on here, and let me know what you'd like to hear me discuss and any questions you may have. So have an amazing day. Take care, and remember, you are enough. You are the best parent for your child, and we're all here to support each other. Okay? Have an amazing day. Bye.